Hi everyone. Hi everyone. It's Kelly from Tutoring Tips with T. Hi everyone. It's Kelly from Tutoring Tips for Teachers, and I'm so happy you're joining me today because today we are talking about the best way to collect payment. This can be a problem for a lot of tutors because when we first started out, I know for me, this is how I was. You think, well, the only way to collect payment is just, after you tutor the child. So you tutor for your hour or half an hour or however long you tutor them, and then you um, get paid by the parent, either by cash or they transfer you the money or you maybe send them an invoice. But we think that that's really the only way of doing it. That's one way of doing it, but it's not necessarily the best way of doing it. And I can tell you from my own experience, it has not worked out well for me. I find that when I collect payment per lesson after the lesson is finished, I get more cancellations, more no-shows, more people forgetting to pay. And you know what? It just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me and it doesn't work for my families. And I have to tell you that I am a parent myself, and I've worked with service providers like tutors, piano teachers, and things like that for my own child who collect payment like that after each session. And honestly, I've forgotten to pay them before, not because I'm trying to be mean or rip them off, but because I completely forgot to pay them. So it's like one more thing that the parent has to remember. And you know what? I don't know about your families, but my parents are busy, 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 and they don't need anything else to have to remember. I want to try to take the workload off of them and make things easier for them because that's why they've hired me to tutor their kids because they're too busy to do it themselves. So I've come up with some different payment solutions that will make it easier for you to collect payment and make it easier for your families to pay you because they want to pay you. They do. They like you. They want you to be their tutor and they want you to get paid, and everybody wants to be fair, but we've got to make it easy for them because that's the best way of doing business. Make things easy and accessible for your clients. So, here's three ways that you can do it. Number one is actually a pay per lesson method, but here's the catch. The parent pays you before the lesson begins, and I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm going to be using a secret special tool here. Dun, 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 dun. The tool is Calendly. Now, Calendly has a free version and it has a paid version, and honestly, I am using the paid version. I'm not sponsored by Calendly. I don't have an affiliate link, nothing. I'm gonna link Calendly below in the description box so that you can check it out for yourself. I'm sharing it with you because I love this tool and it works really well for me. So this is great if you want to do pay per lesson, and sometimes you do, sometimes I still want to do that. This is a really great way of doing it because the family has to pay you when they book the lesson. So we have two amazing things going on here. One, we have a calendar that makes it really easy for our families to book a lesson so they can see on this calendar when you are free for tutoring, and they can just click on a time that works for them, and they can also see that your price, the duration of your lesson. Okay, this is just a sample, so I don't actually charge this price, and I know some people are gonna be like, that's too low, that's too high. Don't worry about the price. Don't worry about how much it costs. I'm just using this as a sample to show you, okay? So they can see the price, they can see the duration of the lesson. There's even an option to put a lot more of a description in here about what they can expect, what they need to bring with them, what you have an option to put your refund policy in there, all kinds of stuff. So this is a really great tool. I'm just showing you a super simple example here. So they click on the time they want, click next, and then they fill in their information here so you know who you're meeting with at that time, and da 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 da, they have to enter their credit card information and pay to book this spot. So once you actually start tutoring the child, the family has already paid and it is done. All you have to do is tutor. Isn't that great? I love that. Easy peasy. You don't have to worry about any collecting money after the lesson. It's all done. The parent doesn't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Done. So I love the tool of Calendly to do a pay per lesson. I love Calendly for that. It is an awesome tool. Now, number two, payment plan number two is to charge for a package of lessons. So let's say you are selling your lessons, rather than selling individual lessons, which in a way doesn't make a lot of sense depending on what you're tutoring because if you're tutoring something beyond homework help, like you're tutoring actual skill. Like let's say, for example, I'm a reading or math tutor, so I want kids to learn an actual skill, like how to multiply. That's going to happen. It's going to take longer than one lesson to learn how to do that, right? But maybe I feel like the child can learn to do it in 5 lessons. So I sell the parent a package of 5 lessons. By the way, this works really well for group classes as well. Hint, hint, hint. And if you want to learn more about group classes, I'm going to put a link in the description box below, so check that out. So you sell the parents a package of 5 classes or 10 classes or whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. And then instead of charging them per lesson, you charge them for that package of lessons. So instead of charging $25 per lesson, you charge $100 for a package of 4 lessons. Okay. And in that way, it's good because you're getting paid in advance, which is really good. It's going to reduce cancellations. It's going to reduce no-shows. And you're also guaranteeing the student is going to have enough instructional time to actually learn what you want to teach them. So it's fantastic for the student and it's fantastic for the parent because they're like, I've booked my 4 lessons, I paid for them, and now I just have to sit back and watch my child enjoying their learning experience. So it's really good in that sense. Now, one thing I would say about packages that I have learned the hard way is make sure you put an expiry date on them, 1, 2, 3 months out, whatever. But if you don't put an expiry date on them, then people can come back like a month later, a year later, and still want to use their package. And you know what? That's not going to be very convenient for you or the student or the family or anyone. So make sure you put an expiry date on it. It's also motivating for the family to want to like, yeah, let's get busy, let's get this tutoring done, let's take action now. So it's good for everyone. So that's how packages work. Number three, the third the third suggestion I have for you about payments is going to be paying per month. Now, paying per month is when the parents pay not per lesson. So let's say you teach 5 lessons in the month. So, $125 is what you're going to charge the parents. But when they pay per month, they're paying like a standard price no matter how many lessons are in the month. Or okay, so let me explain it like this. Some months are going to have, let's say you see your student on Tuesday. Well, some months are going to have 5 Tuesdays. Some months are going to have 4 Tuesdays. Some months are going to have maybe a holiday on a Tuesday. So they're only going to have 3 Tuesdays. If the family is paying per month, they pay the same amount regardless of what happens on Tuesday, right? So sometimes they get 3 Tuesdays, sometimes 5. It doesn't matter. Now, if you're doing pay per month and you're paying like a flat rate per month, then you're going to want to figure out how you want to do makeup classes. And one way of kind of getting around that, and so you don't get bogged down with having to make up a lot of classes that the student misses or making sure they get a certain number of classes per month. One way of getting around that is to offer some additional resources. So offer them a Google Classroom to practice outside of class, to practice the skills. Maybe offer like a group bonus class so that all your students can meet you on Saturday morning and we can all review the skills together. So offer like some extra bonuses so that they don't feel like if they don't get, 4 classes in the month of September or whatever, they're not missing out. So it's more than just, your package, your per month package is more than just those tutoring lessons. It extends beyond that to other services and other things that you offer as well. So it's like a whole comprehensive package that you're using to help the student move forward in their learning beyond just tutoring. So that's how a pay per month package could work. Now, what tool do you use to collect the money? I've showed you Calendly on pay per lesson, but what about pay per month? And what about packages? Well, guess what? I use Tutorbird and I love Tutorbird. Again, it's not sponsored by Tutorbird. No, I'm going to put a link down below where you can try Tutorbird for 1 month free. It's not an affiliate link. It's the link that everyone gets where you can share Tutorbird with a friend, that type of a link. So I love Tutorbird, but Tutorbird is a calendar-based system. So generally speaking, in Tutorbird, you would go into your calendar and you put the student on the calendar, and then they'd be charged per lesson that they take on the calendar. So if they had, 5 lessons on Tuesday at $25 a lesson, they'd be charged $125 for that month. If they only had 3, they'd only be charged $75 for that month. It's all based on the calendar. So how do you get around that? How do you get around the calendar so that you can charge a package rate or a flat rate? Well, there are ways, and that's like a whole other YouTube video. But if you want to see some Tutorbird hacks of how to get around that calendar system and really like use Tutorbird to its fullest and make the most out of it because it's such a great tool, then let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to make a Tutorbird video for you so you can see how you can use these different payment systems even within Tutorbird. So there you go. There's your 3 tips for some different payment systems, and there's certainly more than this. There's a lot more than this. These are just 3 ideas I'm throwing out there because I don't want you to feel like the only way to get paid is to tutor the child, collect money from the parents, hope that they have the cash ready or chase them around for the e-transfer. I want you to know that there's better ways of doing it. So that's why I'm offering you these 3 suggestions. And like I said, there are more. If you use a different payment method, put it in the comments and share it with us because it's great to share ideas, right? So let's go over them again. Pay per lesson in Calendly, which is a great tool where the parents pay when they book, making it easier for everyone. Packages, which you can use Tutorbird for, which is awesome, where you're selling a number of packages instead of pay per lesson. You're selling 4 lessons, 5 lessons, 10 lessons at once to make sure the student gets that instructional time that they need to learn the skill that you are teaching them, and also to collect your payment in one easy lump sum, easy for you, easy for the parent. It's a great way of doing things. And the third option is pay per month, where the student pays a flat rate per month, regardless of how many sessions they may end up having in that month, but they also have some bonuses thrown in as well, like a Google Classroom, like some extra bonus sessions, like maybe some group sessions, whatever works for your program and your students. You're throwing in a more bonuses, like a more comprehensive package. So you're taking that monthly flat rate beyond just traditional tutoring, and you're offering a little bit more. So those are the 3 suggestions that I have for you. And like I said, if you have different payment suggestions, put them in the comments below, share them with us. We would love to learn. I hope you like this video. And if you want a Tutorbird video, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join us in our Facebook group, Tutoring Tips for Teachers. Would love to see you there. See you in the next video. Bye, everyone.